Sup everyone, my name is Senkov of BSCN, and for this interview I've got an over 10 times monthly final winner, holder of World Championship 2024 title, back-to-back Brawl Cup winner, commonly known as Land Monsters, player for Humble, Symantec. How are you feeling today?
Hello everyone, hello Senka, how are you doing? I'm doing good.
It's a really pleasure to see you here today, and we really appreciate that you accepted our invitation to do this interview. Let's get right to it. After the 2025 season, there was plenty of outside speculation around the roster. What made you, Luki, and Boss want to continue together for 2026?
Well, I don't know where these speculations came from, but if you see a roster being a world champion, winning Brawl Cup, and getting second place as Worlds, for me it's like the most normal thing to stick together. So wherever these speculations came from, like, it just would be really weird to not stick together, in my opinion.
Yeah, fair enough. You did an astonishing year, although there weren't many multi-final wins regionally, but you did exceptionally well at Worlds. The only unstoppable object that you had was Crazy Raccoon at groups and in the grand finals, and it seemed like that it would be impossible, and it sounded quite delusional to hear that those that might be even real.
I mean, we are a team that is just simply better at LAN, and we gotta accept that. So if we keep losing multi-finals like we are right now, even, it is acceptable for us because we know we're LAN beasts, and once Worlds comes around the corner, we will be doing insane there again.
You have now played together for more than 2 years, while the meta, map pick system, and ban rules keep changing. How have your roles, communication, and approach to drafting evolved since the trio first formed?
Actually, quite interesting to see, especially communication-wise. If you look at our first tournaments, maybe we have voice comms from there as well, but if you look at voice comms, Luki basically doesn't talk as much, and it's mostly me taking the guidance, right? And throughout the years, we've developed so much as a team that not only has Boss taken such a bigger role in communication, but also Luki has started to talk so much and give so much more important callouts, which is crazy to see. From approaches, aside of that, I think we kept it pretty much the same. Kanan has taken the main lead on draft. He has been going out of that role sometimes, starting last year because he got a job. So could argue some stuff about that. For me, it really doesn't matter that much as long as we perform at LAN, which we do. And what else do we have? For this map pick system now that we have, I'm still debating if I like it or not. Still some positive and negatives about that. Definitely know that we are currently not in a good state of a map pick system. One month to final now, we were outdrafted. The other one, we got outskilled. So definitely a lot of stuff to work on still. Again, I'm not sure if it's because of the map system or not. We still are on the way to figure that one out and see if we can become better. But yeah, we're adapting throughout the years. We will slowly adapt as a team and always take the feedback in the team. And that's mostly it.
What about the ban system, the global bans?
I think global bans favors us quite a lot because the first month it came into play, we actually beat Foot there. And the second month was Brawl Cup, and we did exceptional there. And I think the global bans just help us because we are one of the really few teams that are able to play anything, right? We can play full control, we can play full aggro, we can play, I don't know, a combo of that, just assassins. We can basically play anything, and all of us can play any role, which is one of our strengths of Humble, that we can play anything. And global bans basically means we can target ban the enemy more or set the meta in a direction more that we would like. For example, Griff ban for more tank heavy meta, or Broken Brawler Damien ban so we have a more chill meta. And we basically have like full flexibility of that and can target ban enemies, and it's just so amazing for us, honestly.
Speaking of Foot, you and Foot have traded some of the season's biggest victories, and the matchup has looked different online and on LAN, and with different players in Foot's lineup. What changes most from one meeting to the next when both teams know each other so well?
Well, for online, as I said already, we're not an online team, right? So we will struggle there more. So online, if you take about that, I think we actually tied up by a way in wins and loses, if I'm not wrong. Either way, taking everything into consideration. Either way, online, they're always most of the time a step ahead of us. And for us, our job is always to catch up to them and catch up to where their peak was. And their job is to never stagnate, I believe is the word. They can never stop walking. They always need to improve themselves because the second they stop improving, we will be right up to them and we will beat them. So they're always tryharding and always giving their all. And it's basically a race who gets better and better, and I just love it honestly because it also means both teams are getting better and better for the World Finals that are to come. On LAN, then of course, I think we're just LAN demons. Even our Brawl Cup performance, I believe, was not the best. I think we can still improve there as well, and if we are truly at our prime again, not even, and no one can stop us, in my opinion, no one. But we got to get that prime, and that is the hard part.
Speaking of Brawl Cup, were you surprised meeting Foot with their substitute in the grand finals, and the turnout that it wasn't a plan, but eventually you and Foot got 2 spots for EMEA?
Well, honestly, I was really thinking that we're gonna have them at semis. Then when you said Guess is not playing Cameroon, then I was really confused about what's gonna happen. And after they lost their group stage and get second place there, they were on the other side of the bracket. I honestly thought we were gonna have Crazy Rock in the finals there as well. And then they beat them and Zeta as well. So that was really impressed by them. I'm not gonna lie. I was really impressed by them. Definitely not scared of them going into the grand finals, but I was like, God damn, they really got the second slot of EMEA. They made EMEA proud, and I was really happy for the region. I was really happy for their performance. And they really surprised me, honestly, playing with a sub so good like that. I do believe, though, our performance itself was not a surprise for us. We knew we were going to get at least finals, if not a win. And we just know that, like, playing against them as well, we just know that we are more fine playing at a LAN compared to them, especially with them having a sub.
Now that you mentioned that you were the LAN demons, I don't think it was true all the time. Before 2024, you only had 1 LAN win. What do you think has changed since the time you became a part of Humble?
Well, I don't think it was necessarily that we were bad at LAN or playing bad at LAN. I did have like some LAN experience, and it was more about that the pressure of World Finals was crumbling us and the teams that I was in. Because looking at it, I do won a LAN game against Clash of Brazil in a show match back then. I won the Clash of Leagues tournament with Pedro playing instead of Vieton. That was really, really cool as well in Austria, in Salzburg. We did second places at Gamescom as well, which was really good. We got second place of MSI and won Chaos Cup the day after. So I don't think it's necessarily that we were bad at LAN. I think it's mostly that we just couldn't show our form at the stage when it matters the most. And I don't know. I mean, looking at it back, would you say it's the fault of my teammates? Would you say it's the fault of a team synergy? Because I did change quite a lot as well, though. Because back then I used to like scream it out more and put my energy more, basically what my career is doing or how Angel Boy is doing right now. And I did change from 23 to 24, basically, to the more calmer approach at the LAN and try to keep stuff calm. So that could be a big attribute as well for that, I guess. But it's also, I don't know, it's hard to say. It's just a team synergy clicked the most with Luki and Boss to just be relaxed at LAN. Don't take pressure too much on yourself. Take it slow, because if you take it slow, take it steady, that's how you win. And it's simple as that. I don't know, not much else to say.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of turned tides around, because previously you were really good at online events for monthly finals in like 2021, 2022, and 2023. You were high seeds. And you just couldn't perform at Worlds. And it wasn't say like those matches were bad. So many of them were not just a sweep. Some of them were set 5s. Some of them were quite amazing to watch. It's just, you couldn't click. Yes. You couldn't make it click like what Navi was. Like they would just do one-time miracle in 2021 and they then just lose the first round against Stripe all the time. I feel like maybe it was similar case to you, and now that you mentioned Angel Boy as well, I would agree it was slightly similar, except Angel Boy always had to go through LCQ to get to Worlds.
Yeah,
I think this is his. Yeah, you did.
I actually never went to LCQ, which is pretty surprising because I really would like to be there once, which other teams are doing. But anyway, quick sentence to the other thing. I do prefer being a LAN warrior more than an online warrior, because a LAN win is just so much more important than a whole year of winning online monthly finals. You saw the SK last year. They won literally most monthly finals in the region. But if you're not being second place or world champion, what does it matter, honestly? What impact does it have? Like, a LAN win is just so much more important.
You mentioned that you aren't really good playing online tournaments, but it wasn't true all the time. In 2021, you got, I think, 6 monthly final wins. I think that's more than around half of your total count, which is around 12 or 13 monthly final wins. What do you think has changed since that time? Has the scene become bigger? Were there more teams to beat? Were you just too good at that time?
All right, Svenka wants to talk about the ancient times of 2021. If we compare the game of 2021 compared to now, if I'm not wrong, there was still blind picks in there as well, which was really
Yeah,
crazy.
there were.
So you had mirror draft, which in my opinion meant it was way easier to outskill and outdraft enemies, because I personally think that I'm really, back then it was rock paper scissors, and I think I am really a psychological person, so I really know what the other persons will think, and it allowed me to outdraft Clash back then, basically a lot of times, right, where we had the matchup and they didn't. But even when that wasn't the case, and we had mirror matchup of Bell Colette something, that was the basic stuff on CG Corral back then, the heist maps, or Carbon Cannon, whatever we had, right? I think just Skyrex Theater and me were just skill wise better than Clash. You could also take the aspect of ping in there as well, with them having a Spanish roster, us being a German roster, right? We have a ping advantage as well. We had more boot camps, I guess, as well, which helped us as well. I don't know what exactly the key factors were there, but everything just clicked into place back then, and it was like easier time to play, easier time to draft, easier time to be in the head of the enemy, easier time to just focus on your stuff as well. And compared to now, in the last few years, the game improved so much. It's not just that the game improved, but we have such an influx of high talents, of young talents, that we had Novo last year, Marcos Obin Bizo, which like actually came out of nowhere and did so good. We have Gessi this year, basically, who is doing absolutely the same, but at a higher level even. And there's so many more Tier 2 pros as well that are just achieving so many good results throughout the last 2 years, which is just so incredible. I mean, if you just take a look at North America, we literally have Team Electros, which is crazy team to just dominate the region right now. And the longer the scene goes, the more talents, exceptional talents are joining, and the harder it is to win tournaments consistently as well. And to still be at the top and keep winning multi-finals after multi-finals for that, and that throughout years as well, that is a true challenge, which I myself have not been able to master yet.
Yeah, makes sense. From the outside, Humble appears to have built a particularly close and player-focused relationship with this roster. What does the organization do differently that helps you feel comfortable and perform at your best?
I think the main key that Humble is doing is they never give us any type of pressure. They never give us a target. To be fair, we also never put ourselves in a position where they say, okay, you got to do that, or we're not going to call for Worlds. Because so far in this roster, we have been had quite an easy path to Worlds compared to a lot of other teams, I would say, the last 3 years. So they're definitely not taking any pressure of us. But even when we are in a bootcamp by them, media day, any LANs we have there for Torino Comics or something, they just make us feel welcome and just feel special, basically. And it's basically a organization, but at the same time, it's a really good family to have. And being there with zero pressure and being so accepted and everything is just really, really cool to have. And of course, that applies then to my teammates as well, which are feeling the same effects there. It's just amazing to be there, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. We can see that the Humble has been very friendly with you and with the fan base. It's a wonderful organization, and last year they got the partnership, which we were really happy about. Which we thought it would be impossible, but it happened, and I feel like it's an effort of both the organization and the players, which I would definitely give kudos to.
But if you look at that as well, like ever since they got partnered, I feel like their content output like 5x as well. Like they're one of the orgs that have consistent like high views on all platforms, and are just, we also one of the few players that are doing like constant YouTube videos as well. And it is of course work for our side, but it's work that needs to be there for the scene, for us, for the fandom, for Humble, for everyone basically. And it's still like really insane to see how much Humble developed on 2023. For us joining to them being partner to where they're standing now. And it's really, really crazy journey that they have taken so far.
And yeah, and the most important fact that they definitely deserved it. Like nobody would doubt it, because there are other partner orgs that hasn't done as much content as Humble. And
Drop a name, Sneaker? Drop a name?
Should I?
No.
I wish I could, but let's say we'll see next year which organization will no longer become the partners.
Oh, you think some are getting kicked out?
Maybe. I
We
can see
have some.
potential there.
Let's see. I honestly think they're gonna keep increasing it because the scene is getting bigger and bigger. But let's see.
Yeah, certainly there would be many more organizations to come, but I feel like there still would be some vacant
Perhaps.
spaces, like some furthers. Okay. BSCR, known as Brawl Stars Esports Rating, called you Humble's aggressive engine in its 2025 player ranking. Where do you personally think your greatest value comes from that creating pressure? Taking difficult matchups, draft input, communication, or something viewers rarely notice?
I mean, it's really hard to see what's happening on the inside of a team, right? Especially just gameplay wise, or what do you see on Twitter, anything. At the end of the day, to know what's happening in a team, you got to be inside of a team to know what role each other is taking on. I do think there is nothing. I'm not even the aggressive engine of a team, in my opinion. I do play most of assassins right now for our team, but if you give Luki a shade, if you give Boss a Kenji, they will do equally as much. In our team, we all have all the same roles. I can play snipers if you want. I can. Everyone can play everything, right? So it will just depend on the situation what we're gonna play for. For me personally, one of my biggest strengths, what I will think, it's quite hard to say because as you're saying, like I have my hands basically in every single field a bit, and I'm trying to help out as much as I can. Yeah, I do think my weakest space is definitely in-game play, which I am compensating by helping more on draft, helping more on communication, helping more on strategies. What my biggest one is, I don't know. You gotta ask my teammates that.
Okay, we'll ask them next time we'll get another interview from one of the Humble players. The World Finals will take you to Tokyo in November. Away from the competition itself, what are you most excited to see or experience while you are in Japan?
Going to Japan is actually one of my dreams, which got shut down once in 2023, which was really sad. But I'm really happy to go there and just enjoy the culture of there. Their culture is basically pretty similar to German's culture of like make sure everyone is respecting each other, clean and everything. And it's just basically German culture, but like 2x, which is really, really, really good. And I like it quite a lot. And I'm just happy to go around and probably stay a week more to in Japan to just look around there. And not just probably go Tokyo, but also just look throughout other cities as well and just enjoy it. It's just amazing. I mean, I've been a big anime fan as well since a long time. It's 2017, I think. So even 16, I don't even know. It's too long. So I've watched my fair share of anime, and it's a culture that I really, really like, and I would like to see more of in person.
Have you already had plans of which merchandise are you gonna buy there?
The problem is I need to figure out how much I'm gonna bring, luggage, what I'm gonna send back. I'm debating to just like buy stuff there and like ship it through 3-week shipping or something home, so I can buy as much as I want there. There isn't really anything specific right now I want, but I will decide when I get there, I guess.
And yeah, as you mentioned in I think 2023, you were that dream has shut down, and I think it was as well a year where Totem has won the
Yep.
The Snapdragon Pro
Snapdragon Pro
Series?
Series, yeah.
Yeah,
SBS Grand Finals, World Finals.
which was called as well MSI, Mid-Season Invitational. And do you remember how close was it to qualifying to that MSI? Was it?
Yes, I do.
Tell us.
Well, not. I mean, do you remember what happened?
Slightly. It's
Okay.
been quite a while ago. I remember you were at Foot, that's for sure, and you were seat number 4 or 3 at that time.
So MSI was 2022. After that, we didn't have MSI. SPS was a separate circuit, basically. It was not officially BSC. And the way you qualified for a tournament was through the 2 SPS tournaments, SPS Tournament 1 and 2, which had a LAN at Gamescom and Valencia, which I played with SK Gaming back then. And afterwards, I qualified for a tournament, but was not at SK Gaming anymore since I got kicked. Because they went with a Spanish roster, so I couldn't attend anymore. I got kicked out of my position there, which was really sad to see. But then with Foot, with OP and Rage, I actually had a chance to qualify as a spectator in a separate tournament. But unfortunately, we lost in the grand final set 5 last game. Really, really cringe. to Rama's team, basically. I think, was it Rama Mebius? No, was it? If I'm not wrong. Something like that.
think so,
Crazy
yeah.
I think, was it? Yep. And they went then to go on as a spectator. So I lost it twice, which was even worse. But play-wise, I lost it by basically getting kicked out of SK. It was really, really sad.
Yeah, my apologies for messing up the 2022 and
All good, all good.
2023. I was like,
22,
It's
I
been
actually
a-
got second place. I also lost,
Yeah.
unfortunately, in the set 5, game 3. Literally the last game. Great. Another second place for me.
and then it was at Worlds 2023 as well. There was a set 5.
Oh, well.
I was live. I was watching it live. It was heartbreaking. A reverse sweep as well. But anyway, listen. Let's not remember any other bitter moments.
We go next question.
Yeah. After meeting Crazy Raccoon in the last 2 World Finals, is the third match the one that you want the most in Tokyo? Is there another team or player you would especially like to face?
Well, I do think it will be kind of fate if Crazy Raccoon and us would face each other in the grand finals again. I think that'll be really, really cool. Problem is, it's just the most extinguished. Is it distinguished? The most extinguished player in the scene is just Tensai, and it's not even a debate. And trying to catch up to him and winning against him is the goal that every player should have, in my opinion. And that's my goal to be. Of course, facing Electros or Foot on there as well, or any top team of any other region will be really, really cool as well, because that's what World Finals is all about. And beat them and be even better than them will literally be the dream. I think it will be really fate to have Crazy Raccoon in the grand finals.
Fair enough. Looking at the teams still fighting through challengers and LCQ route, which team do you think could surprise people and make it all the way to the World Finals?
Really don't have an answer for that, unfortunately. There's just so many teams there that are not even qualified or just so far away. If you look just at the challengers team, only one team out of them is making it to LCQ, and then 2 teams out of that is making it to Worlds. It's just such a long road ahead that it's just so hard to name a team, unfortunately, for me.
Yeah, fair enough. There's like in challengers, there's so many old teams.
Yeah, and so many good ones as well. Like the challengers will actually be an insane event, in my opinion.
It's definitely underrated at the moment, although it's supposed to be an opening for tier 2 scene, but I think most of the teams that have qualified has used the chance that they couldn't qualify to LCQ, so they decided to play challengers instead, like SK Gaming or who was it? I think it was not Novitix, but I think they
no, they're not playing. They confirmed they're not playing.
They've withdrawn. Or big is still a big question.
Yeah,
I still have no idea whether they confirmed or not. But there's a lot of good teams. Revenant as well. Reject, yeah. There's loads of teams, and quite many of them have played World Finals last year. With a similar roster, there's 2 or 1 player for Revenant. It would be only Surgeon. For Reject, it would be Shu and Melty. But yeah, there's and for SK would be Open and Yoshi. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting and very competitive. And finding out that only 1 team out of 12, I think, will qualify.
And that team again out of 8, 2 of them is gonna qualify. It's just such a long route ahead. So if the challengers team is even making it to World Finals, that is just one of the craziest paths you could take, I think, and just one of the most respectable paths.
We get a question from one of our guests. His name is Pedro. He works at the Supercell, and his question sounds like this: looking ahead to next year Brawl Stars Championship, what is one idea that you would most like to see brought to life, and what part of the current competitive system would you most like to change?
He's putting me in a difficult spot because I don't know how much I can talk about what's happening next year, because I do have some info about that. So trying to answer that question without leaking anything is a bit tough. I will say what I would like to have is a different system of a map drop system, because currently we have too many maps to scrim on, and not only that, but we also don't have any map bans. And every other esports there is, because you're banning the most strongest map from any team. We have now lost, for example, Pit Stop against Foot twice, because we know it's our weakest map and it's their best map. At the end of the day, it's skill issue because we shit at it and they're great at it, right? But I would really just love to have a map ban to get rid of that and equalize the game a bit more of that. That would be really, really cool, I think. And maybe change from maps or just map picks in general. There's just so many maps to scrim. I don't know. It's quite hard. I just cannot say a lot, unfortunately, without leaking anything. But yeah, I'll go with that for
now. Do you think that a game mode ban would be a possibility that might be brought to life for the next year? And would that make preparation slightly easier if they, let's say, bring a new game mode like Brawl Hockey or
I
bring
would not
Siege back?
Okay,
and
Siege,
then yeah.
Siege is too unrefined right now in the current meta, in the current brawler pool, because there are so many dive brawlers that are just doing incredible too much damage, right? The system needs to get overhauled for that. I definitely would not like to have Brawl Hockey or something similar like that in official BSC, in my opinion. I think we tried it a bit, and it doesn't feel as good as one of our original game modes. Game mode bans in general, the problem is it's more about the map design than about the game modes, because Knockout, for example, has one of the most beautiful maps. Like Outer Warp is just such a beautiful map to play, and then you have like Blaring Phoenix in there, which is the most disgusting, horrible map I've seen in a long time. Brawl the same. You have really cool maps there, from Sneaky Fields to even Backup Ball, which is not even on rotation right now, to Pinball Dreams, Pinhole Punt. There's so many cool maps there, and then there's some bad maps which like currently played with BBL are just like, why are they in there? You know, even like Center Stage is one of the maps which I would not like to have in competitive. So I don't know if I would like to have a game mode ban. Definitely map bans is what I need.
You stayed together, won another Brawl Cup, and secured your place in Tokyo. What would you like to say to the humble supporters who have followed this roster through the biggest victories and the more difficult online results?
Thank everyone for supporting us so far. Literally coming from a team that no one imagined to winning Worlds, to just keep being insane at LANs. Literally last Brawl Cup, the amount of humble flags I saw there blew my mind. Sure, we had the German buff as well with Luke maybe being German, but it was just incredible to see so many humble supporters there and to actually feel like a star thanks to you. It's just one of the most amazing feelings that you can have. And not only are you supporting us in our good times, but you're also supporting us in our somewhat bad times that we have right now, where we're not performing at a highest level. But I know you're there. I know you're still supporting us, and I really, really appreciate it because that's what keeps us going. And one more thing I'm really, really happy about is that you're one of the few communities that are not being toxic to any other thing. I just really, really need you guys to keep doing what you're doing, to keep being wholesome, and to just respect our teams as well. And just thank you very much.
Well, thank you for your time and your kind responses, Symantec. Good luck with your World Finals, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much for the invitation. Bye-bye.
Bye.